Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the Transportation and Logistics Clubhouse. I'm very excited to be here today. We have a newbie on stage. Hey, Alex, how are you doing today, brother? And I know you got that party icon that says you haven't been on Clubhouse too long. Essentially, you got to unmute yourself on the bottom right-hand side. So hit that microphone and boom, there you
All
are. How are you
right,
doing,
I'm
brother?
here. Good. How are you?
I'm extremely blessed, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know if Jeff is in just yet, but as long as you and I are here, seems like we could go ahead and get started, at least with
Yeah, not a problem.
a background. So, Alex, I've been working with your organization for a while, at least the brokerage side of things, right? So that's how I got my exposure to it was CL Services at the time. Now it's ProSponsive Logistics. Had the opportunity of highlighting ProSponsive Logistics a couple months ago. I had Jeff on stage as well as the current CEO, Jay. But now we wanted to speak with your organization, which is more on the carrier side of the ProSponsive family. So, if you don't mind, for the folks who might not have had the opportunity to meet you, can you give a brief background about yourself?
Okay, where do I start? It's very extensive. Well, let's just stick with the logistics of. So yeah, I've been in logistics all aspects of logistics for over 24 years. I originally started working with a company called Fritz. That was the first company I worked with. I was introduced to logistics through that company, which was later on bought out by UPS. I don't know if you guys ever have heard of a Fritz company. They're old. They're right there by the airport. Actually, they built a brand new building right there on the airport, and they actually tore it down to build the other runways right there by the Atlanta airport. But
Okay.
anyways, after I was with that company, I somehow found CL Services, and I went to work with them. They taught me everything that I needed to know about the brokerage aspect of things. So I worked with them. I worked with them for like a couple of years, and then I ventured out on my own after that and opened. Been in business for myself pretty much ever since. I had a trucking company. I had 3-box trucks I was running, and I did that for about 10, 12 years, something like that.
Okay.
And that went really, really well. But with box trucks, there's a lot of hands-on.
Yes,
You
sir.
got to touch the freight. You got to load it. You got to unload it. You got to go and take them inside. There's a lot of physical work that comes with that. And I was getting really wore out, and finding drivers sometimes to take care of your equipment and show up, and it's very difficult, very stressful. And I think I came to a point in my life I was like, well, maybe I need to find me something else. And as I was decided to sell the company and sell my trucks, and as I was doing so, as I was counting my money, I received a phone call from Jeff, and he was like, "Hey, we need
As I was counting my money.
this trucking company." I swear, it
Right,
happened
right.
just like that. That's how it happened.
Oh man.
And so I was lucky enough and I was very excited to hear from them because they've always they're a great company, great people to work with and for. They really take care of their people, and I have nothing but great things to say about them. And I always said that. I told myself, if I ever go work for someone again, other than myself, it would be a company like that. And it's so crazy that they called me and offered me this position, and I accepted, and I've been here ever since, about almost a year and several months now.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I appreciate you for that background. When I did not know that you had your stint as an owner.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so that right there is perfect for this discussion and for what your organization is looking to do. The title of this is "Come One, Come All: A Decree to All Owner Operators." So
Yes, sir.
essentially, what are you guys looking to do? Like, tell us what CL Services Transport is looking to do.
Well, you have all these companies offering these drivers and all these professional owner operators. Oh, $10,000 sign-on bonus. Oh, yeah. What comes with that? Really? Have they ever asked themselves what comes with that $10,000 bonus? I do not have a $10,000 bonus to offer these drivers, but I do have my knowledge and a great chance to grow, help them grow their business, be transparent and upfront with these guys, and treat them like what they are, owner operators, which is the least of what these gentlemen get treated and ladies get treated as owner operators. They treat them like they're just a truck number 44-8902. That's all they are to these big companies. We're a smaller company. We're family oriented. Everybody, we try to help each other as much as we can. I've had owner operators that I've personally felt really bad, and guys like, man, I don't have no money. I can't even pay my child support. I can do this. Not that I'm going to do it again because I'm, you never know, but I've personally helped them and send them my own personal money just so they could pay their bills. You know, I feel that these owner operators need this, and they need a personal time and need somebody to talk to. Sometimes they're alone, they're driving. It's very important, the communication aspect of this, and we can speak to them and if they want to talk, or just give them that warm fuzzy feeling, and always know that we're here to help them as much as we can.
Yes.
And we're not here just to benefit off of them, because that's not really what we're trying to do here.
Right.
CL
Okay.
Services Transport is a spinoff of Responsive Logistics, which was formerly CL Services. And our motto is just that. I mean, it's just taking care of our people, and that's what I want to do. And I want them to make the most money, teach them what I know, and help them grow. I mean, that's
Right.
basically it. And
Okay.
and the
Okay.
transparency and honesty, and that's a difference that I think I try to set aside and try to convey to these drivers. And that's why I think we keep the ones we have, and we have a lot of them come and gone. I mean, that's just the turnaround rate. Maybe we don't have what they're looking for, but we have a lot of them. For a lot of them, we do. We are what they are looking for.
Right. Well, let me ask this. So I appreciate you going through all of that. What market conditions do you feel like have affirmed your decision to push for the owner operator model and grow CL Services Transport using the owner operator model?
Well, I think that really, it really boils down to, that's a great question. And I believe that the market rates are extremely low right now. And in a combination with the scarcity of loads and the rising fuel costs, it's pushing these drivers to find a better fit out there. And, I think that's where we would come in and help them find that fit for them. If it's, trying to find them better paying loads, or, trying to save them money as far as onboarding with us with our incentives that we have, like the fuel, you're going to save on the fuel costs, and also their insurance is going to be a lot lower through us, because we have a large umbrella of carriers that we are, that our insurance is a lot cheaper than them going out and getting insurance for themselves. And what we take, our percentage and that type of thing, it compensates for their savings that they're going to be, the money they're going to be saving. So I really think that has a lot to do with it. These rates, they're very low. The fuel's high and the rates are low. I don't understand what's going on with the market. I think it should be the other way around. Fuel's high. We should have higher paying loads. But it's not. That's not the case. It's we have high fuel cost, almost $6 a gallon now. $6 plus. I think it's somewhere past $6. If I'm not mistaken. And these loads, it seems like the rates. These people, the brokers, especially a lot of the brokers out here, are not paying to compensate for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons that is pushing these guys. And I see a lot of drivers out here. I'm this past month especially, I've seen a lot of drivers applying. It's like they're jumping ship and they're trying to find better fits for themselves. And I'm not. I don't know exactly what the deal is. It's just I think that's one of the main things, and they're scared that they're going to lose their companies. Because of this, a lot of people are parking their trucks. They don't even want to deal with it anymore.
Right.
Because of these high costs.
Right.
But if we could try to save them.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. If we could definitely save them some money, I think that's really what they're looking for, is to save some money and continue to grow their business. I mean, that's, I think, what it really boils down to.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I did want to. I'm gonna touch on the savings that you talked about a little bit more in a little bit, and also what it looks like to grow with CL Services Transport. But actually, let's go ahead and go into some of those benefits. You said some of the cost savings. You said that you guys have a pretty good umbrella policy for insurance. And I would imagine you have other incentives. What does that really break down to? If somebody is an owner operator right now, they got their own MC, they're having to front all the costs to keep that $1 million policy for automobile, for $100,000 on the cargo. What does it look like, the savings to lease onto you guys?
Yeah, the highest insurance payment I've seen with our company has been $70 a week. For insurance, so you could add bobtail for I think the bobtail runs around $8 or $10 a week, and they could pick from all different coverages to add to that, medical benefits as well. They could also pick a liability eliminator. I think that's about $10 a week. So the number one big savings is the insurance, because I know I used to pay almost $1,500 a month just for insurance alone.
Yeah,
and this is extremely expensive, and I think that is going up as well. But we're an agent for US1, and we have a large umbrella of trucking companies that are associated with us, and that's why we get these savings. Along with the fuel, we assign them Comdata cards, and they get 20 to 30% off some of the participating truck stops. So it's really good. I mean, usually when these guys are filling up, they're saving $100 to $150 on fill-ups. So that really helps them a lot. And they could actually download an app with Comdata that would show them which are the participating gas stations and what the prices are and what their savings would be, along their routes. If they, all they gotta do is download the app or whatnot. Fuel, not executive, all the, as far as paperwork, they're gonna not have to we do all their paperwork, we do all their billing. They get paid weekly settlements, even if they don't get paid or they get short paid. I mean, they get paid every single week. Well, that's something that they can also benefit from. What else could I think of?
Well, look, before you go through everything, let me touch on some of the things that you have already said. Okay.
Okay.
So with the insurance, all right, you said that was going to be one of the largest savings that you can imagine, just
Right.
because of how outrageous some of these prices are. And even to speak a little bit about that, I got quoted for a sedan to do e-commerce stuff, and they
Wow.
wanted well over $1,000 a month just for a
Wow.
sedan. So imagine that with a box truck or whatever else you got going on. Um,
Right.
but but the reason why I wanted to go back into this is a lot of times people who are operating their own company, they might have a cargo policy, but they don't know exactly what type of goods are covered on that cargo policy. For instance, they might say that they're going to be, moving general freight, and
Right.
they think that that covers a whole slew of things, but in all actuality, that's just paper and plastic products. And,
Right.
with your coverage, with the coverage that CL Services offers to their owner operators, do you feel like it's a wide variety of products up there, like auto parts? Like, what if you had some reefers? Do you guys have all of the reefer breakdown coverage, the seafood, shellfish, like all that kind of good stuff already in there?
Yes, everything is covered. Our cargo is, we have a $250,000 cargo and $1 million liability. And it covers it's usually general freight, but I mean, we could adapt that to whatever cargo is needed or to add, it could be adjusted to whatever they're going to be hauling. If it's to be like, we were working on some oversized cargo in these buildings. We were moving some building, and they were asking for over $150,000 cargo. No worries, we have 250. So we always, we have more than what they need to move anything they want. I mean, if they have customers as well, they can, that have a special needs. We can always adjust the insurance to reflect what they're going to be moving. And it just depends on what on what it is and what cargo it is. We always have we'll have the correct coverage for that. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that was basically what I was trying to get into,
yeah.
is just understanding that, there are so many different things that can go on, and these things have to kind of be known up front when booking the loads. I move a
Yeah.
lot of auto parts, and that's something that has to be specifically on my clients. I own a dispatch company, Atlanta Dispatch, so my clients
Yeah.
have to have auto parts on their policy, for me to feel comfortable booking them on these opportunities, because push come to shove, I want them to be protected. So you definitely answered that question. If you could, I've heard of leasing on a million times, but how does it actually play out? What does it look like if somebody's an owner operator right now? They have their own MC number. What does it look like for them to lease on to CL Services Transport? What happens to their vehicle registration? What happens to their license plate? What about the information that's on the side of their truck door? Like, how is all that affected?
Well, there's a couple of different ways. They can lease on under their personal name, or they can lease on under their company name, but they will be running under our MC number and our authority. Um, that's up to them what they want to do with their MC. I always recommend they could put it in a dormant state in case they want to return and use their MC. They could always do so, and it doesn't cost any. But I think it's like $85 if they ever want to reopen it back up. But yeah, we would provide we would provide the stickers for their doors would say CL Services Transport and have RMC and USDOT number on their truck. Yeah, and also that's pretty much. I mean, they would be running. They would be CL Services Transport, but they could always, I have one owner operator that he runs under his company, which is Set Trucking, and he still has his MC. I think it doesn't affect that at all. I don't know if he even put his on dormant status. I think he still has his MC and his trucking company under Set Trucking, but I would recommend them putting it in a dormant status because you got to keep paying the unified carrier. You got to there's a lot of things you got to keep up with to keep it active is the word I'm looking for. So I don't think it affects that at all. I mean, if they were to just use to lease on under us, and then they would actually be running under CL service with our letters on their truck. I don't think it'll affect that. They could put it in a dormant status if they're worried about that. They will not lose it if that's what you're asking.
Well, I just know that when it comes to some of the other organizations, a lot of things have to actually change as far as the registration, who's actually, the stuff with the state, wherever that truck is actually going to be operating within. So, I just wonder if it was going to be something like that if an owner operator decide to lease onto you guys, but you did, for the most part, cover, some of that good information.
And also, excuse me 1 second. It depends. Also, they have the choice to run their plates, or they can run our plates as well. As far as registration goes, they can run our plates, and then they would get our plates, and our cab cars will always provide that for them as well. And but the truck itself, I believe, it would, it still would stay under their name. It wouldn't change anything on the registration, I don't think.
Okay.
So I believe that would stay the same.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me ask this. When it comes to it, safety wise, I know that you guys would have some type of requirements just because regulation states that you got to have some type of ELD system in there. Do you guys provide those ELD systems? And what about cameras?
Yes, sir. We provide them also with ELDs, and we charge them about $15 a week for those, for the usage. And it's through TransFlow. All their loads will be sent to them through that application. It's just it plugs into their truck. It's a real small unit. And it plugs into their truck, and they download the app, and they could use a tablet or their cell phone, and to log all their times, their on duty hours and all that type of things. Their logs will be all registered through, right there on their cell phone. They could go on duty, off duty, sleeper berth, whatever they want to do, whatever they're doing, they can do it through their cell phone. They could also upload any paperwork they need to do through that. It's a great system. I love it. We used to deal with what was the company we had before? It was not Comdata. It was I can't remember the name of the units that we used to have. But anyways, this system is just. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about Motive?
No, the system we had before was a totally different system that was logging for e-logging. It was through I forgot the name of the company, but anyway, we changed to this one, and it's so much better, man. The technology is great. It's fast. They get everything done with that. Their loads, they get everything through. They do everything through that. We also provide them with cameras. And also there are incentives for using the camera, which are if they were to catch an accident or get in an accident and they catch it on our camera, we give them $500 just for having that recorded on the camera and having it all and it being recorded. They turn it in, they get $500. And if they can clear themselves from the accidents with the footage, we give them another. If they're not at fault, we give them another $500. They get $1,000 for just using that camera. And I think you said something. said something about the cameras if they were self-facing or facing the drivers. I think they
Yeah,
just face
forward
out.
facing. Okay, so
Right.
forward facing and driver
Forward
facing.
facing. Yeah, I don't think these are driver facing. They're just forward facing. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So look, probably one of the benefits too is, working with a larger or company that has a little pedigree behind it is that, you probably got all type of safety precautions and safety procedures in case of all of the emergency situations. You guys provide them with a whole checklist of things to do.
Yes. Oh, yes, sir. If they ever get an accident, they have an 800 emergency number they call. They handle everything from start to finish, for them. Um, that's one of the great things about this as well. I mean, and if they need assistance, they break down. We help them find the roadsides to come out. If they don't have the money, we could advance it to them. We have options of loaning money to them if they've been with us for a certain amount of time. We really help our drivers a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. They get a lot for what we charge. Them. A lot of people, that doesn't sound right. Or the percentage of I get 80% over here. I get 90% over here. I was like, well, our percentages are a little different. The way we do it, but that's a different topic. I mean, if we want to touch on that, we can.
Okay, well, we might as well transition because at the end of the day, I do know a lot of people are interested in learning of that, and that was a part that we were going to talk about. So you said that folks are paid weekly. You do provide the settlements on a weekly basis, and what are the split amounts? What are the set split amounts if you already have that number handy?
Right. Yes. So we do 70% of the line haul, and they get 98% of the fuel surcharge. And the way that works is, let's say, for example, we have a load that's 200 miles, and we take it from the broker. It's paying $1,000 gross. The way that works is, we take the miles and we pay them the fuel surcharge. Right now, I think we're at a 70%. A little higher or lower, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to check on that. But we're paying 70 cents per mile. Let's say on 200 miles, we're paying them 70%. You take the miles, which is 200 miles, right, times 70%, that's $140 fuel gross. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take that $140 minus the $1,000 that we got for the load. That leaves $860, which that's going to be the line haul. So they would get $140 times 98%. Wait, $140 times 98%. It's $137 they get on the fuel. So they get 98% of that, which is $137. So then off of the line haul, which is $860, they would get 70% of that. And that's starting. Once the driver's with us, we could always raise them up. I think our oldest driver right now is making around 74%. So that would be, all right, so that's $860 times 0.70. That's $602 plus $137. So real time, they're getting $740 to the truck out of that $1,000 gross.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you calculate it grossly, it's really like almost 80%. But the way we break it down is different from, I guess, these guys say, they only pay these drivers, because I've been asking this a lot. I'll get 80%. Well, I'll say, break it down to me. Let me know how much are you getting paid. And when they break it down, I'm like $20 off or something, is the difference of what they're getting paid. So I think it's more realistically speaking, it's more about 75% of the gross, because you look at $740, almost $60, out of that 1,000.
I hear you.
That's 74%.
Right. No, I hear you, brother.
Right, of the gross. So that, I try to explain that because a lot of people don't understand, why did 98% of the fuel? That's just the way they do it. That's the way they break it down. We break it down.
Okay.
You know,
And well, this is an additional question along that same line. So that's how you calculate the actual total somebody is going to get if they ran that $1,000 miles. I mean,
exactly.
that load for $1,000. Now,
Right.
when they get that settlement, all right, they're going to have the rate that they got for that $1,000, and is it going to
Right.
subtract the cost for the insurance for that week, the cost for the ELD for the camera, all those things? Are they going to be itemized so that
Yes.
the driver can easily track all of the
Oh
expenditures?
yes. Everything is itemized and deducted weekly. They see all their loads and what they got paid for that load. They add all that up, and they have another column where it shows all their deductions and what they're getting deducted for. And uh, it's all itemized. They see everything. There's nothing hidden. If they have any questions, I can always print. If there's something that they don't see on their settlement that I see on mine, I can send them a copy of mine that they can see. And we're really transparent. We don't hide anything from our guys, and they get what we tell them is what they get. Plus, they can see all that through their application as well. Their settlements, they can do their MMRs through their application, which the ELD app, which is TransFlow. Everything is done through there. They can see that they get their settlements. They can also even get paid through their fuel card if they desire to, or we direct deposit it straight to their accounts on a weekly basis.
Okay. Is there a fee for getting it directly into
No,
their bank account versus the fuel card?
no, there's not. I think if you use a fuel card, there's a fee. I believe. I think there's like a $2 fee for taking out an ATM or something like that.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Right.
So that sounds good. It makes sense.
Yes.
You said that the fact is they are running solely under your MC because once somebody leases on, they have to run under your MC. But there is one part that we didn't really talk about, which
Right.
is how will they be actually getting their loads? Let's talk about that.
Okay, so that's like I said again, they're owner operators. They're free to book their loads if they want to, or we could help them. We have dispatchers with us that could help them find loads. Our number one go to is to find loads out of our own load board at ProSponsive Logistics. If we can't find anything there for them, then we can go to DAT, Truck Stop, Internet Truck Stop. Try to help them find a load for the day. Hey, I want to run to Mississippi today. Find them a load to Mississippi. Hey, I got you one, man. This is paying $1,500. You want it or not? And we can help them find the loads, or they can book their own freight as well. There's no forced dispatch. You don't want to work tomorrow, stay home, but you're an owner operator. You make your own decisions. You make your bed and you lie in it. You want to make money. You want to run long. You want to run short. You want to run local. It's up to you. That's how we do it here.
Right. So you said some button words, right? And I did
Yes,
want to
sir.
come back and ask you to touch on those a little bit more for folks who didn't really know what you were really saying. All right, what is forced dispatch, and and do you think forced dispatch is a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't think it's a good thing because that's the main complaints I get about drivers is that the companies they're with are forcing them to do loads that they do not want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing. That's their truck. Who are you to tell them what to do or what loads to take? Or if he doesn't want to go to California, he don't want to go to New Jersey. I'm not going to force a driver. That's his truck. That's his equipment. He's paying for it. You know, uh, why would you force somebody to take a load? Unless that's how they get. That's how these big companies. Oh, $20,000 bonus sign on, $5,000 sign on. Yeah, you're signing over your rights to decide what you're going to do with your truck. So you're truly not an owner operator. They're just using you for your truck, really. I mean, and then they don't pay them nothing for. I don't know. It's just I hear a lot of complaints from these drivers from this forced dispatch. They hate it. They do not like that. And that's one of the first things these guys ask me if we're forced dispatch. That's one of the, before they even ask for the split, that's one of the first things I get asked.
Right.
Have forced dispatch. A lot of the guys, the majority of the owner operators I have, that's what they ask. That's one of the first things they ask if we have forced dispatch. They do not like it at all, from my experience.
Right. Okay, so I appreciate you.
And you were asking me what it was. Forced dispatch, when they force you to take a load that you don't want to do, or that they have a load and you have to take it because they're afraid. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what it means.
Why is it a part of the industry?
Some drivers, I can't speak for all, but some drivers like that, I guess, because they keep them busy and they know what they're going to do. If they was dedicated, it's a different story. But, I'm not forced. I don't agree with the forced dispatch. And like I said, a lot of these guys do not like it. They do not like that forced dispatch. People, they do that. I mean, they just have freight to cover. They don't have enough capacity, so they use the owner operators. They give their company, I don't know everybody again, but they give their company drivers the best loads, and they give the scraggly loads that nobody else wants to do to the owner operators. I've experienced that personally when I was onboarding with my box trucks. All the company drivers get all the best paying loads, and we get the not as well paying loads, and we have to take them because there's nothing else left. They won't, unless you go and take and book your own load, you won't be able to do what you want. You got to do what they tell you to do.
Right.
How's the owner operator?
Exactly. So I knew that this answer was going to be very personal.
Oh, it is, man. I've experienced it. It's like, and we have to get in with the dispatchers and sweet talk them to be their friends so we could get the better paying loads. I mean, they if you're not their friend, they're not going to give you the good ones. They'll give you the scraggly, not well paid, and the ones that don't make any sense to you. You're not going to really make no money off of that.
Right. No, I hear you there, brother. And look, you mentioned something else that, seems pretty interesting. Me as a dispatch company, I know that I have to work with a lot of different carriers and use their paperwork to book them on loads. You know what I mean? You said that the owner operators who are running under CL Services Transport MC can book their own loads. So that means that you guys provide them with the carrier packet and all that good stuff, or do they kind of like leverage your administrative people to help them get onboarded?
Yeah, we help them. We help them get all any broker or any. Say if they call a load on the DAT board, and they're not set up with us, they just say, "Hey, Alex, I got a load. I found a load. This company XYZ." So they send them an email and send them our pay. We take care of all that. We send them the pay setup package, get them set up for them, everything. We handle all that. So that's a portion. We take care of all that for them.
Okay. Well, that's nice to have that back office support. And technically, you guys are keeping all that paperwork because it's yours. But at least they know. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, but at least the driver knows that all that good stuff is being taken care of on the backside. So that's a pretty good thing. And for you guys, do you currently have dedicated opportunities like for owner operators if they were to be in a spot to lease on next week? Would they be walking into a sweet situation?
Yes, we do have opportunities, and we also always every day growing, and we have an amazing sales team at ProSponsive that are daily growing our business. And what I tend to do is send out a mass email, say, hey, this driver just onboarded. Is there any opportunities for this driver? Like I just onboarded a guy. I'm in the process of onboarding him, and I sent an email out to all my colleagues, and there's some opportunities at local Georgia, Atlanta's out of Mableton, Georgia, round trips to Savannah, Georgia, that we're going to probably put this gentleman on. So there are opportunities, yes, and I'm also working on the guys that I have. I try to get their person and what they want to do. If they want to run long, they want to stay local. Depending on what they want to do, there's always opportunity for dedicated. We have some oversized loads that we're working on that are dedicated out of South Carolina right now that we're working on. Also out of Villa Rica, Georgia, we're working on some dedicated cargo. So there are opportunities. It just depends on what they want to do. We will work towards that. Towards the finding. If that's what they want, we'll try to find them some dedicated runs. If that's what they want to do, even if it's with a broker or partner that we have. Because we have a local guy that does two loads every day. That's all he does. And they pay about $500 a piece. So he does really well with those. That's all he does, 2 loads a day.
Got you.
So, they're dedicated every day.
Okay. And, so people are going to hear this all across the nation. Is there a specific region in which carriers that are currently operating in those regions will benefit a little bit more for the opportunities that you have already? Like, is there a region that you guys specialize in that an owner operator would kind of just be like they hit the jackpot if they heard this?
Well, I mean, we try to concentrate on the southeast. We try not to go into the northeast a lot because there's not a lot of freight coming out of that area. We have a lot of freight coming out of the Midwest. We have freight everywhere. I mean, it's just Prosponsive has freight all over the nation. I mean, they really do, and there's a lot of opportunity anywhere in the nation. So there's not a specific area. I welcome all areas. I mean, I don't think we hire carriers. We do not hire carriers out of California that live in California, and I do not know why that is. It's something that our sister company does not do. They're out of California.
I know why.
I guess it's because of the laws, the established laws. Go ahead.
It's the rampant double brokering.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Carriers that are based out of Cali, they're known for double brokering, brother. So
right. That's probably why. Yeah, yes. they stay away from those. They do not allow us to hire on anybody that's from there. I don't know why. I guess that's why,
Yes,
but
sir.
Other than that, we're open to anywhere. We can take them from all over the nation.
Okay. And I didn't ask this.
Texas. Go ahead.
My bad. I didn't ask this, but it's kind of like goes into the same conversation, which is, somebody already has a dispatcher. They already have a system, but they could benefit from the insurance breaks and all that kind of good stuff. How do you guys work with their established dispatcher?
Well, if that's it, depending, we could probably talk and see what they want to do, and what depending on what the dispatching service is charging and all that type of thing. I mean, that could be worked out. It all could be worked out. As far as the percentages go, to make it fit. To make it a perfect fit. Because if they want to continue to work with a company like you, Atlanta Dispatch, that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, it just depending on to make it work for them with the numbers. We could always work something out. That's not a problem.
Got you. Had to ask, man, because I'm looking in the crowd. I see at least 7 dispatchers. So, people want to learn about the opportunities. But it's always better when things work in everybody's favor, where everybody can get behind it. So, that's the reason why I asked that question. And I only have a couple more questions. But we kind of skipped ahead to talk about the splits. That was going to be the grand conclusion. But, to go back into some of these other questions, which are just as important, though. What does growth look like, for an owner operator that comes under your MC, and like, how do you intend to help an owner operator grow?
Well, the number one thing is saving them money. That's the number one. And just like you said, finding them a perfect fit for perfect loads for them, perfect paying loads that they would like to grow with and make the most money off of. We try to take loads that pay, which is a very difficult right now, but we try to take loads that pay over $3 a mile, so they could make at least $2.50 a mile, or plus $2.70 a mile to them. So we try to we have them in our best interest of finding really good paying freight, and we work really hard. We start really early to get the early bird gets the worm. Usually when it comes to dispatch, that if you're searching for a load for someone, and if you start at 12 o'clock in comparison to 7 o'clock, you're not going to find nothing. The board's going to be empty. So I would say the number one would be the savings that they get. They'll be able to save, put some more money in their pocket, plus the loads that we're going to find. We're going to be really good paying loads, and that's going to help them grow.
Right.
We could all grow together, and they could also bring on more trucks. We'll help them find drivers for them as well. I have several guys that we help. They have one truck and they've bought a second one just because they like the lane and they have more opportunity. So they'll buy another truck to grow their company. And that's pretty much it. We will help them grow. I mean, they can definitely grow with us.
Okay.
That's a very important thing to these guys. Some guys want to stay small. Some guys really want to grow.
Right.
And they could do so with us. We have all the help that they need. They will have. They won't have to be stuck in an office doing all this work. We do pretty much everything for them. All they got to do is, provide the truck and a
Okay.
driver.
And let me ask you this: how many dispatchers do you guys have on staff to support this?
Right now, we have 2 dispatchers.
Okay, got you. Okay, I know that this is something that you guys are looking to
And
build.
we're growing. So right now, currently we have 2.
Okay,
We used to have 4, but we had to restructure. So we were in the middle of restructuring. So we're growing as we go. So
okay,
we should, once said and done, we should have 4 or 5 dispatchers. As we grow, our company grows as well as our drivers grow. Our company will keep growing with
okay,
them. So we're growing together.
okay.
That's what.
And this is my last question, Alex.
Yes,
And
sir.
I know that you guys are building this from the ground up, so
Yes.
you don't have to have a formalized response right now. But what type of training is there going to be for owner operators that decide to lease onto your company? Are there going to be opportunities for them to grow in, their education, the things that they can, get foundational skills in? Maybe they do dry vans, but they want to be a tarper, or maybe they want to go into the heavy haul, but they've never had that experience. Or they're about to get some endorsements and, they're looking for support or reimbursement for getting those endorsements. Is that something that you guys have decided to, show some interest in, pouring into owner operators in that way?
Oh yes, of course. Just like for example, this we have this oversized, overdimensional deal here that we'll put up in training. And I'm trying to work right now with the customer to see if obviously you got to get paid while they train. Well, it takes about 7 to 14 days to train for this because this oversized. It's a special hydraulic self-leveling trailers that it's just so they have to learn it. They can't just go in there and back up and hook up to it and go. They have escorts. They have to, they will be trained to do so and paid for the training. Uh, you know, is what we're working on. For example, on that side of things, we also can we have a drayage department as well that's taken off extremely well and responsive. That there's a lot of opportunities also for drayage. A lot of people don't know anything about it. They got to get their TWIC card. They got to get have all these permits and things. To go into the port. I'm working on a big project also out of Jacksonville, round trips going up to Kentucky. It's refrigerated containers, so this stuff has to go in convoy. It's they have to stay together. They will be trained. We will train our guys if they want to get into anything. There's just so many opportunities. I can't even list all of them. I don't think we have time today to list everything and the opportunity that we have for these drivers who want to on board with us. There's a lot of opportunities, and we're working on that. And we will train them. We can get them permits to do like the heavy haul or oversized, over-dimensional freight. We will teach them how to do so. They will learn with us if they want to go in any way and route in trucking that they want.
Okay,
there is that opportunity.
Okay, I guess this is my last question. Would that come at a cost to them to get that training?
No.
Okay,
not at all.
Well, that's it, brother.
Covered through I'm looking to pay them to train them, so them to get paid, so our customers to pay for them to get trained. Does that make sense?
It does. It definitely does. Okay.
Not in every situation. I don't know about every situation is different, so I can't say yes to all of it. So I'm not sure, if it's something, like if they have to go to school or that type of thing. Is that what you're referring to?
Right.
If they have to go to some kind of schooling or...
I hear you. No, I wasn't necessarily saying something about going to a school. Just in general, I needed to see where the mindset is for the company of, the level of investment, they're trying to put into people that will work for you. So you've answered that gracefully. And, I did want to... I don't know if anybody had any questions, but Alex, if people did have any questions, would you be willing to answer?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, look, we're going to leave that open for about 35 seconds. If there's anybody in the audience that did want to ask a question, please raise your hand. I'll bring you up and we can talk about it. Okay. So, but at the end of the day, oh yay, we did get somebody on stage. Hey, Bree, how you feeling?
Hey, I'm good. How you all doing today?
Extremely blessed, ma'am. Thank you so much for asking.
I know that's right.
Look, Bree, go ahead and introduce yourself first now. Let us know what you do, and then your question.
I'm kind of new to this. I am Bree from Tennessee. I am a real estate investor. That's really the main thing I do, but I do everything under the sun, if you can think about it. So real estate has really paid off for me. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm into real estate, I buy, tax, sell homes, and I turn them into Airbnb. My biggest one, I bought one for $26,000, sold it for $190,000. We put about $35,000 in, and then we sold it for $190,000. So that's kind of what I do.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That sounds great.
Yeah,
but I've gotten into something new. I am bonded. I am a freight broker. I'm bonded and I have a license. But the thing is, I've been having this for quite some time now. And it's like, they say send emails, call, make calls. And it's like I don't get any response. So my thing is, what do I do? Or do
can you repeat that question? I'm sorry, I was having a call coming in. Would you repeat that question again?
Oh, okay. I was saying, what do I do to try to get, loads? Because, I'm kind of stuck out here.
So you open a freight brokerage? Is that what you're saying? Freight brokerage or
Correct.
forwarding? Or? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to get out there and knock on doors. That's really make a
Well,
lot of
I've
phone
been knocking
calls.
on. Yeah,
You
I've been
know.
knocking on doors. I've been making phone calls. I've been sending
Hmm.
emails, and I
Yeah.
mean, I have. I mean, but do you all have something to where I can like pay and you all be that outlet for me?
Like
Because at
Oh,
this point,
oh, that's a
well,
great idea.
well, well, you mean like, Bree, let
Like
me
a
ask this
service.
question. Let me ask a question to direct. Are you talking about like the fact that Alex is his company is under Prosponsive Logistics? Prosponsive Logistics is a brokerage. Are you asking if Prosponsive Logistics would be willing to do some type of training? Is that what you're asking, Bree? You went on mute.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. Um, Now what was your question? I'm sorry. I'm
I
kind of
said,
doing five things at one time.
gotcha. So you're interested in learning how to get clients as a freight broker. Are you asking if Alex's parent company, which is Prosponsive Logistics, would, be willing to train you in that? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, to be honest, that's a new one. I didn't expect to get that
Right.
question.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
because I mean, I've been looking for loads. I've been emailing. I've been talking. Calling, and I just can't. That it's like they tell me to send an email, and that's it. I don't hear anything back from them. Anything.
Yeah, that's something you got to stay
So
on top of them, and then you got to call and stay on them and stay on them because that's just part of sales. So that's the sales aspect of it, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It
okay.
takes a lot of effort. It's not just something you could jump in and do right away. I've done that. I've had a couple of brokerages myself, uh, and it's not easy. You know. So you have your own brokerage under your name and bond and everything?
Right. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Wow. Yeah, that's a big expense for not having the cargo to suffice for it. I mean, yeah, the best advice is getting out there, knocking on doors, and just don't give up. You got to keep on going until you find that right customer. A good place that I used to do is I used to go to the Chamber of Commerce, and they used to have a roster of all the manufacturers and that type of thing. Uh, I used to get all my leads from there and just call as many as I could. If I get 1 out of 10, that'd be great. Go meet with them, take them to lunch. That's how I used to do it. I mean, that's a good idea where you just try. I think you could do all that online now because this was years ago when I did it that way. And there's so many
Okay.
different ways. But I mean, if you're looking for some type of training, I could ask. If
Well,
you
I
want
have
to.
the training. It's just
Right.
it's just finding the loads that
Right.
I'm having difficulties with. Yeah, because I paid good money for that, for the training and stuff, and to get bonded and
Hmm.
insured and all of that. But the thing is, with no experience, it's kind of hard to even get that first, somebody to just say, okay, I'll work with you,
Bree,
Right.
when you
Right.
say you're bonded, do you mean you got that $75,000 surety bond?
Correct.
Okay, got you. All right, I definitely feel you, but I think that Alex is right. It is a sales type of thing. People got to feel comfortable with giving you their freight. I've heard plenty of people that are new into the freight brokerage game talking the same stuff that you're talking, and a lot of times it is about getting folks who are making those calls and solidifying. Like, there's somebody in the audience that I would even recommend you speak to. His name is Mark. He's that guy with the backwards hat and the locks.
Right.
Freight broker.
That's right. Also, you're a good sales guy that has a book of clients. That could already bring some clients on board and just keep on calling for you. That would be another way to go. Have you a really good salesperson that could already bring some clients on board and offer a percentage or something. That would be good for them, and that'd be some way to go as well.
That's a great point, Alex. Sometimes, it is better to outsource some of this stuff than having to build everything from the ground up. So those would be, I think that's all I really got on that subject, just because, there's so many different courses out there and people out there that do provide information on how to close that deal as a freight broker. So I would, I would just say, just hit me up if you need anything outside of this. I'll see if I can connect you with some people that would be able to give you some specifics. But yeah, that's really all I have, Bree.
Okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you all.
Yeah, no doubt. God bless you, man. All right. So look, Alex, man, I do appreciate you for coming on and letting us know about CL Services Transport and the owner-operator program. Did you have anything that you wanted to say before we close out the room?
No, I think that was it. I really appreciate you having us on, and if you need anything, we're always available. I enjoyed being on with you guys, and hope you have a great day, sir.
Oh, thank you, brother. I pray the same thing for you.
And I'll be following you.
Okay. Okay, appreciate it, man. Thank you. So again, everybody, appreciate the support. Man, we shot past 25,000 people as a part of the Transportation and Logistics Clubhouse, and I'm extremely grateful. Appreciate all the support, and just tune in on Monday as we partner with FreightWaves to talk about where to position your trucks to get the best rates. And next week, we're going to have a repeat guest. I'm just going to mute you real quick, Alex. You look like you're cooking. We're going to have a repeat guest come on to let us know about how things have been going with her in government contracting. She is a fleet owner out of the Chicago area. So we're definitely excited to hear more about that situation. So outside of that, Alex, I did mute you. So, if you wanted to say something else, cool. But I am about to close the room. Again, thank everybody for the support. God bless y'all. Have a great one.